Get it.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yo, how y'all feeling today? I need to check on your mental health today. How's everybody doing today?
Man,
I'm doing real good over here, man.
Yeah, I'm doing good over here. I ain't gonna bullshit. We doing good
You know,
over
it's
here.
the holidays.
Man.
You got to check on people. Things get a little tight around the holidays.
Definitely appreciate you checking on us though.
So,
but yeah, I mean, I'm just getting ready for the holiday. That's all.
That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Holiday season, holiday cheer and whatnot,
totally good. Well, we're gonna rock out. Oh, thanks anybody tuning in. If you're new here, thanks for showing up. If you subscribe, we appreciate the support. We haven't done list in a while. It's been a minute since we've done any list. It's towards the end of the year, so I feel like top 5 lists need to be done.
Is this current?
I like where this is going.
Current
top
list,
5.
right? Top 5 current.
Top 5. We're gonna do defense today.
But currently, right? Current in the NFL now or all time?
Up until today.
Okay.
I know how you feel about you don't want to add current players.
All right. No. I needed to see. I needed to make sure.
Then we had a little context. That's all good.
Yeah. No context. So, and then with the defense, I added punt returner. So, who you think the best all-time punt returner is as well?
All time or
all
this
time.
year?
All time. No. This is all time.
Oh, it's all time. Okay.
All time.
Because that's what I'm saying. I thought.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, not current. This is not current players. This is from the beginning of football to now. Your top 5.
Damn.
Cornerbacks, safeties, inside linebackers, outside linebackers, defensive ends, and defensive tackles.
I think I know where this is going. I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I broke it up by position because, you can get a couple guys lost in the sort. Like when you talk defensive linemen, most people only talk about defensive ends.
True.
So that's why I broke that up. And then when you talk defense backs, safeties kind of get pushed to the back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Also true.
So before we get there, I want to talk about this Jet situation with Zach Wilson and the expectations that Jet fans and the media has on a very young quarterback. I totally understand frustration when you see the talent around him and what things could be and not getting the production that you in your mind aren't getting. And I mean that to say, I said it, a couple of weeks back, that the Jets are ahead of schedule. They're not supposed to be this good right now. And I think the good, the play of all of the young players are fooling people into a false sense of that we're supposed to be a good team right now, instead of letting things just marinate, let it work, let everything work together, and then see where you are a year, 2 years from now. But the NFL is very win now. So it's no. You got to strike while the iron is hot. Totally get it. But you also have to allow your young quarterback to grow with the young wide receivers, the young running back, the offensive line, and get that defense. Defenses have tendencies to progress faster than offenses because it's mostly reaction. Boom, 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 boom. You see it, you hit it, that's it. Like, that's pretty much what it is. Simplifying it, but that's not, it's deeper than that, but it's easy, especially when your head coach is the defensive guy. So it's easier for the defense to take a couple steps ahead of the offense, and then offense eventually catches up. But there was a lot of talk saying Zach Wilson isn't a franchise quarterback. He's been in the league 2 years. We don't know what he is yet. Allow him time to grow as a quarterback. It's just that would be the equivalent of how people were feeling about your guy, Daniel Jones, after his first couple of seasons. It's like, no, let things work, man. Give it time.
Yeah, give him some consistency.
Like it's, he didn't play all the games last year. He was hurt again this year. The offensive line isn't great. Yes, he has some outstanding young receivers and a very good running back who also got hurt. But let's give it time. Let it work. Let it marinate. Like the Jets historically haven't handled the quarterback situation well at all. So they don't even have a barometer to gauge it on. You messed up Geno Smith. You messed up Sam Darnold. You messed up Mark Sanchez. Like you've messed up quarterbacks. It can't, at some point, the organization has to look at how they're handling their young quarterbacks, and it can't be always the young quarterbacks don't work. You've drafted a bunch of them and very high at that. So, that's just my opinion on that. I just think they need to give it time. Like I could see if they had a quarterback that had been there for 15, 20 years, like an Eli Manning, and now, y'all guys are, man, we missed the days of Eli. But the Jets ain't, the last Jet quarterback to win the Super Bowl was Joe Namath. Like, there is no history of great quarterbacking with the Jets.
And he barely won. Let's be honest about that. He barely won.
Well, yeah, he barely won. I'm just saying, but he's the last one to do it. But it's like, y'all don't have a history of good quarterbacks. So y'all don't even know what a good quarterback looks like.
I think the Jets situation is interesting, bro. Like they have a roster that can compete. I know everybody says they have a win now roster. I don't see a win now roster. I see a roster that's really, really good and has some really great pieces, but I don't think it's a win now. I think it's a compete now. I think they have the roster to compete, but I don't think they have the roster to win now, and here's why. They're dealing with a lot of injuries. They still have a lot of young players and a lot of young pieces that don't necessarily mesh well, and you can see the chemistry is not necessarily there. And that starts with the quarterback. That starts with Zach. I've said this since he came out of BYU. He's young, he's talented, but he's immature. And until he matures and until he stops thinking that everything around the football world revolves around him, that's when he's going to succeed.
And I also think there's a piece of it where his offensive coordinator is, I don't want to mix them up, Matt LaFleur or Mike LaFleur. I think it's Matt LaFleur. He's the younger brother of the Green Bay Packers head coach. Whoever. So whichever one. I'm going to get, it's Mac and Mike. I can't remember which one is which.
It's Mike.
And for this to be the first time that he's an offensive coordinator, him calling plays, I think when you have a young quarterback, you kind of need somebody who's been basically, prime example, what happened in Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence. You get him Doug Peterson, he looks the part now. He looks like the guy that they drafted #1 overall. I think they need to do the exact same thing with Zach Wilson. Get him a North Turner, somebody who's been an offensive coordinator and knows how to work quarterbacks in their system. And let's see what happens.
I think this whole defensive coordinator going to head coach to coach offensive guys, essentially, I feel like that recipe is essentially done. Like it's a recipe for disaster, but it's failed on numerous attempts, as we can see, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Bill Belichick, and then he essentially appointed Matt Patricia to be their quote-unquote offensive coordinator. Mac Jones looks fucking horrible this year, right? Now you got Robert Saleh with Zach Wilson, a defensive guy with an offensive guy. They look horrible, right? That experiment has to stop. especially with young quarterbacks, because at this point, we're ruining this guy's career because we want him to do something that we can't provide him to do because we're on the defensive side. Like, for example, again, Harbaugh and Lamar. I said they have to change that whole identity of that team. It's kind of the same thing with the Jets. They have the pieces, but when you look at the Jets, what's their identity? Are they a defensive team? Are they an offensive team? Are they a running team? Like, you don't really know what they're going to do when they come out. Like, you know they're going to stop you on defense for sure. You know they're going to, get a lot of sacks and probably cause a lot of turnovers or get a lot of, pass breakups. But what are they going to do on offense?
Right. And it's funny only because, I think if you're going to be a defensive head coach, I don't have a problem. I mean, I don't care if, it can work because Bill Parcells was like that. But I also believe your offensive coordinator has to be super strong. And in the Jet situation, that's not the case. You have a guy who's a first-time offensive coordinator trying to build an offense with a bunch of young guys. And he hasn't done it himself yet because he doesn't really know what kind of offense he wants to run. I know what kind of offense his brother runs, and he probably wants to run a similar type of offense, but you're not going to push the same buttons as your brother. You're not going to see the game the way that your brother sees it. And it takes a while for you to get there. And I know without opportunity, you can't grow, but New York shouldn't have been his first stop.
It might have been too big of a market, but even then, if you look at his brother's scheme and how he coaches the game, that's the reason why him and Aaron Rodgers butt heads a lot, is because there's inconsistency in that offense. Like, they don't know if they want to run the ball on certain downs. They don't know if they want to pass the ball on certain downs. They don't know if they want to go with the hot head and keep passing the ball or run the ball in passing situations or pass the ball in running situations. Like, that's kind of been the knock on Matt LaFleur, where he's kind of been sporadic and all over the place, to the point where it's like with somebody say like Kyle Shanahan, like he has a set game plan. Like, he knows exactly what he wants to do and how he wants to attack you. Whereas, I'm saying, that the LaFleur brothers, they kind of get flustered. Like, okay, well, this worked and that worked, but then they stopped this and then they stopped that, but then it popped again, and they kind of start to, what my coach used to say, drawing plays in the sand.
Right.
To try to
and
see
you
what
gotta
works.
Right. And you gotta have, like you said, you gotta have an identity. You gotta know what you're good at. What are you good at? The Dallas Cowboys suffer from this. They're a running team, but because they paid Dak Prescott so much money, they want to throw the ball to justify his salary. But that's not what's best for your team. Run the ball. And I think the identity issue with the Jets is the exact same thing. It's like, yes, you have all of these wide receivers and a young quarterback and a young running back, but what do you think is going to best suit the offense and the team, and what's going to complement that defense best?
You guys know how I feel about the Jets. That's why I let you guys talk. I don't give a shit how good of a team they got. They always gonna screw it up. That's just what they do. Like I told somebody at work today, I said the Jets within 3 years, all the draft picks that they picked like this offseason are most likely going to be off the Jets. It's just how the Jets work. So them having a good season don't surprise me. Them messing up and all the dysfunction that's going on doesn't surprise me. It's just what the Jets do, man.
And that's true, because it's crazy.
Too, but they're dysfunctional stuff, bro.
That's true, bro. And it's crazy that Mel brings up the front office and how they do quarterbacks, bro, because you got to look at it. You got to look at it. They've always had a roster, but they've never had a quarterback. Why is that?
Never had a quarterback.
And the crazy thing about it, like you said, they've always drafted high too. They've always drafted high, always drafted talented quarterbacks coming out of college, big arms, semi-mobile. You don't want to say mobile, but semi-mobile, shaky accuracy, but can be fixed. Like, decent pocket presence, decent footwork, can read a defense, but they never seem to work out in New York. Why is that?
It's crazy because the quarterback that had the most success with the Jets is the quarterback that everybody hates that played for the Jets, and that's Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
Mr. Butt Fumble himself.
The butt fumble destroyed his career, and he actually had a really good. There is no Jet quarterback that can say that he beat Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in the playoffs.
in the playoffs.
Mark Sanchez can say that. Like so, and it's like, but still, even with that team, you had who was on those teams? That was with the LaDainian Tomlinson team,
Yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson,
Braylon Edwards.
I'm gonna say Braylon Edwards. They had Cromartie. Um, that team was pretty deep on both sides. Actually, it was pretty deep on both sides.
Yeah, I think was it Thomas Jones on that team too. I think
Thomas Jones was on that team. Yep, that team was real deep.
like the team was good, but they mismanaged the quarterback position.
That's
They
true.
they just mismanaged it, and they're doing the same thing again. Because what's going to happen is they're going to let Zach Wilson walk. He'll end up in freaking Atlanta or Carolina with an offensive guy, and he's going to look totally different. Not like Sam Darnold. He sucked. We knew he sucked coming out of college. But Zach Wilson, I actually believe
Jamaica?
he has talent. I just think he needs somebody who can shape and mold him as a young quarterback.
Who are you talking
Yeah,
about? Wilson, right? Yeah, I don't believe that
Yeah.
guy.
I just think that. Well, like I said, I really didn't like him
Jets
coming
aren't
out
a
of
good team.
BYU. Honestly, I just think that if he matures, he might have a chance to kind of salvage his career. But I don't see any
Okay.
kind of anything promising for Zach Will. I don't see him being that superstar quarterback that everybody thought he was going to be out of college. I see him being a solid quarterback if
No,
he
but
can,
that's all
what I'm saying, get his mind right. But
that's
that's
all
about it.
you need. That's all you need. And the crazy thing about it is that on the flip side of that, everybody's talking down and talking bad about Zach Wilson. Rightfully so. He hasn't played well at all. We're not going to say that he's playing, great football because that's not what he's doing. But Justin Fields is not playing good football, and everybody thinks that he's the future in Chicago.
I mean, when you look at Justin Fields and you look at Zach Wilson, you gotta there's completely you gotta add the context and the factors. Like Justin Fields is
What's that?
working with nothing.
Is
Justin
he?
Fields is literally working with nothing. Like
Explain nothing. What do you think nothing is? Does he not have
offensive
comparable? Mm-mm,
offensive
nope.
line
I'm
is
not going.
horrible.
So is it. So is the Jets.
The Jets' offensive line is better than the Bears. What the Bears was working with. The Bears had
Why?
ample
Why is it
opportunity in the offseason to at
Zach
least
Wilson?
help,
Zach
and they
Wilson
did
got
nothing.
hurt because of that offensive line. Mike White
No, no,
replaced
no,
him.
no,
Mike White
no, no,
came in
no,
and got hurt because of that offensive line, and
no,
now
no,
Zach Wilson is
no.
back.
No, no,
No,
no, no.
how'd they get
Zach
hurt?
Wilson got hurt. If we're talking about the first time Zach Wilson got hurt, yes, I guess you can blame it on the offensive line, but still, even then, throw the ball away, Zach. The second time he got hurt this year, that was completely his fault. He was trying to do too much and planted wrong. Again, that's the turf monster biting people and messed up his knee. Now, that play that Mike White got hurt, or that the play that he got hurt, he was supposed to get out the pocket. Like he stepped up trying to do too much and got thundered. That's quite literally his fault. Everything is not the offensive
Mm,
line's fault. Justin Fields is out there with quite literally nobody. He has no offense, no defense, and it's literally just him
see,
dragging the Bears. What's left
see,
of the
I
Bears? What's left of Chicago?
see, but this is the problem. I
To
hate. See, we're making excuses for him that we don't make for other quarterbacks. He's got a good receiving core. He's got two good running backs,
it's been the same for a lot of quarterbacks. You have
and
to look at everybody's situation. I've always said that you have to take into account everybody's situation
no,
when it
I
comes
am.
to quarterback and how they play.
But he hasn't. The only difference is that he runs a 4-3, so he can get away from shit, and Zach Wilson can't because he doesn't run a 4-3.
Who on the Chicago Bears as a receiver is comparable to Garrett Wilson or even Corey Davis?
Moody and Chase Pool.
Mooney's hurt. He's on IR. He's on IR. He's been
No,
on IR since like week 11, week 10.
yeah, no, I'm just saying. But you're asking me who is.
And even then, Garrett he's not better than Garrett Wilson. So
Yes, yes, he is.
no, I'm not taking Darnell Mooney over Garrett Wilson. I'm sorry.
What has get? Okay,
Garrett Wilson has had a lot more production than Darnell Mooney has in his rookie season, and Darnell Mooney's in his third season, and has barely amassed 1,000 yards this year. Come on, bro. That's not a true number one. If we're
That's
gonna talk about,
because he won. This is his first year of being a starter. He was a back. He was no, I think he started late at the end of last year. And one, he has an ass quarterback, and that ass quarterback is playing with a subpar offensive line. How do you expect a receiver, any wide receiver, I don't care who it is, to get any type of production when your quarterback is running the ball 25 times a game? And
that's
these are
the
quarter
that
and these are designed runs. They're not rollouts. They're not scramble plays. These are designed runs.
they have to predicate to Justin Fields' game. You have to predicate to your quarterback's strengths, right or wrong.
Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts don't run the ball like that.
Yes, they do. That's how
No,
Jalen
they
Hurts
don't.
got hurt.
No, they do not. They do not carry the ball that much.
Yes, they do. That's how they.
No,
That's quite literally
I
that was quite
no
literally the worry behind both quarterbacks, especially Jalen Hurts this year because he was running the ball
no
more.
no. I said they are running designed. He carries the ball like a running back. Lamar may run the ball 10, 11, 12 times in the game from a quarterback. He's not running it 20, 25 times. That is a big difference.
Who do the Bears have that can sustain that much runs? Because Khalil Herbert is in and out of the lineup. Montgomery's in and out of the lineup. They were down to the third string running back. And like I said, their offense literally is only Justin Fields. You have no receivers. Chase Claypool's not a true number one. Neither is Darnell Mooney when he comes back. That was the Bears' problem coming in. They had no offensive line and they had no true number one receiver. You're going to sit there and tell me that even when Darnell
A
Mooney is
lot of
healthy, he's a true
most
number one
teams,
receiver?
he's the number one on that team.
He's a number one on that team.
How many? Most teams don't have number ones. I mean, every team has a number one, but if you're talking about an elite wide receiver, that's a totally different story.
Exactly. So you can't judge somebody that has
So
not even
Garrett
a third
Wilson.
option on
So
a second on another team.
none of the Jet wide receivers are elite wide receivers. None of them. They're good receivers, they're not elite.
So Garrett Wilson won't go to another team and instantly start getting number one touches.
Where would he go?
He would go to the Saints and get number one touches.
He's not better than Olave.
Debatable.
He's not better. No, he's not better than Olave.
Debatable.
No.
But you can't grade somebody off of something and then not use that something against another quarterback and say that quarterback is ass because he's working with less than Zach Wilson is working with.
That's my point. That was my point. My point is they're both ass, but they're giving excuses to the other one. The Bears have lost 7 straight games and no one said anything. They had another stretch where they lost 3 games in a row. No one said anything. They just keep. No. When I say they didn't say anything, is no one's talking about the quarterback.
Because the quarterback hasn't been playing as bad as the other quarterback. That's why.
Justin Fields has thrown for 200 yards twice the whole season.
And he's ran for more because he's had to, because he doesn't have receivers. He doesn't have no receivers to throw to. All he has is Cole Kmet. Even if he had Darnell Mooney right now, then I guarantee his passing yards will probably be just a little bit better. But he literally has nobody to throw to.
He had Darnell. Did he not have Darnell Mooney in the beginning of the season?
And did Darnell Mooney not have on damn near 1,000 yards?
No. But no, that's what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. In those first 10 weeks that Darnell Mooney was playing, he threw over 200 yards once. One time.
There's a reason for that. And even then, Darnell Mooney was still having his best receiving season this year.
Because that's the only dude he was throwing to.
Because that's the only dude he quote unquote has, right?
At that point in time, because who was the other dude that got hurt? I forgot who was the other receiver that got hurt. And then once Mooney got hurt, that's why they got Clay Shafer.
they had Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool prior to Mooney getting
Well,
hurt, and they
that's
had
what I said. No, I said
Equanimeous
the other
St.
dude.
Brown and
St. Brown was the one that got. Was St. Brown the one that got hurt?
it was the other dude, number 10. I'm forgetting his name, but light skinned dude. They had him, but when you look at both quarterbacks' gameplay, you're gonna tell me that Zach Wilson has been playing better than Justin Fields?
I said they both been playing ass. That's what I'm saying.
Like
I'm not saying Zach Wilson played better. I'm saying they've both been playing ass,
I
but they're
can't say that.
saying
I
outside
can't
of
say that
Justin Fields' rushing yards, he's playing ass.
because he doesn't have nobody to throw it to. Zach Wilson at least has people to throw to. He has a formidable tight end. He has two formidable outside receivers, and he has some solid running backs to actually dump the ball off to. Justin Fields has nobody. So when he's out there looking for people to throw it to, and he has no time, of course his rushing yards are going to look out of this fucking world because he's out there running for his damn life. You're not relying on Chase Claypool to make. I don't care. He's not the receiver that everybody thinks he is. I don't care. Like we've gave him the hype. We've tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's not working out. Darnell Mooney's not even the second option on. Not even a third. If we're talking about on a good team, Darnell Mooney's not even a third option. Like let's be completely honest. So when you have
And
a
none
quarterback out there with
and none of
nobody,
the jet receivers would barely be third options on any other team.
no, Garrett Wilson would at least be a second option on a championship team.
Really.
Yes,
So he'd be the second option if he was in Kansas City?
absolutely.
No,
Who's
he
their
wouldn't.
second option right now?
He's not better than Juju. They're probably the same dude.
Oh, stop it. I'm taking Garrett over Juju easily.
Why? What has Garrett Wilson done?
What has Juju done in the past anytime ever since
What has he
Antonio
done?
Brown called him Boo Boo Smith Schuster? What has he done? What has he done to warrant such praise, such hype? Like he hasn't really done anything. He came into Kansas City and they went out and got Kadarius Toney because Kadarius Toney is more of a big play receiver than Juju is, and Juju was supposed to be the big play receiver.
No, Juju's not supposed to be the big play receiver. That was supposed to be
Who
Miko
Juju
Hardman.
Smith-Schuster?
Juju's he's the intermediate guy. He's the one that works over the middle and gets the yardage. Miko Hardman was supposed to be the deep threat.
Nobody cares
Him,
about Nicole Hardman.
Sky Moore was. That's why they got Sky
Nobody cares
Moore.
about Sky Moore.
He's a rookie.
Nobody cares about that.
In,
Like
in 2 years, Sky Moore will be a top 15 wide receiver.
I don't doubt that at all. But right now, nobody fears him, and that was the whole thing behind Kansas City's identity was that they had a guy that people feared that at any point in time they can take the top off, right? They tried to use McCole
But
Hardman like that. Nobody cares about McCole Hardman like that to the point where it's like, okay, now we got to get back because they have this guy that can turn the game around at any point in time. That's why
no,
they went out to get Kadarius Toney.
well, Kadarius Toney. That's not why they got Kadarius Toney because of his versatility.
Exactly, because at any point in time, they could put him at any point, at any position on the field, and he may pop one, and the game just turned around. Kansas City is a momentum-based team.
Right. That you know how hard it is to replace somebody like Tyreek Hill.
Oh, it's damn near impossible.
So
Quite
the
literally,
offensive,
damn near impossible.
the identity of that team had to go through a rebuild. It had to go through an adjustment. It's going through an adjustment period right now to figure out how these new pieces are going to work.
I don't even think so. I just think
But
that they realize that they don't have their home run hitter no more, so they have to strategically get down the field.
yeah,
They still have
nobody
Travis Kelce.
there's nothing like what Tyreek Hill was or is. Sorry, I don't want to say it like that. Or just what he was to Kansas City. You can't. I mean, there's no comparable person that can go in and like, well, you're gonna be the new Tyreek Hill. It's not gonna work that way.
I'm saying if you put a Garrett Wilson in a Juju
Garrett Wilson,
Smith-Schuster spot, you don't lose anything, honestly.
No, that's what. No, I said they're the same dude.
You probably honestly gained something because Garrett Wilson's probably gonna stay more healthy than Juju.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just saying I don't deal in hypotheticals. I'm just saying they're the same. They're the same type of player. So it'd be a redundant thing. You wouldn't gain, you wouldn't lose. They're the exact same type of football player. I'm just gonna go with the dude that's been doing it longer.
All I'm saying is you give Justin Fields somebody like a Garrett Wilson, or like even if you give him a Chris Olave, give him somebody young, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's his passing statistics look a lot better than what they look on paper. And even if when you're watching the games, he's putting the ball in great places. They're literally just dropping the ball. Like he's
Oh no,
had to
his
suffer from
his
a lot of
passing.
drops.
He had two. He had. I don't want to get this right because I don't want to mess it up. I think he had 2 or 3 weeks where he threw over 60% this year, and one he threw 80. I think he was like 22 for like 23 or 24, but a lot of those were just short passes. But like I said, and this is the thing with me. My thing is you gotta like if you're going to judge the quarterbacks and you're going to judge them based off how they look and how they're playing, then judge them based on how they look and how they're playing. Now, if you believe in someone more, all right, cool. But if they're not giving you reason to believe that they're going to be anything, then leave it alone. Like to me, Justin Fields doesn't look like he's going to be a good quarterback. And that's just my eyes. There's nothing that he does as a quarterback. I'm taking his running away. There's nothing he do about sitting in the pocket, making throws down the field that I'm like, you know what? Yeah, we'll be good in 5 years with him as quarterback.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
now see, I don't agree with that one because I've been saying Justin Fields was nice since he came out of Ohio State. So, and it's not even just a
All
belief
right, let me get
thing.
that.
It's a it's from what I see, and I just feel like if
From
he
what you,
has the intangibles, he has the
yeah,
technique. If he,
What Ohio State quarterback has done anything in the pro system?
I understand that point. Trust me, I get it. I view Ohio State quarterbacks like I view Alabama and UCLA quarterbacks. I trust and believe. I get that point, but I see I just feel like when I look at Justin Fields, I see something different. I see that there's something that you can fix there. Just like all young quarterbacks, there's something that you can fix. I feel like there's something that you can fix, and he will be that guy. If you can put the right pieces around him and fix what you need to fix, develop him in the right way, he will be that guy. The only thing, like I said, I don't think Zach Wilson's a bad player. I just think he needs to stop being a dickhead. That's essentially it. He's talented. He's accurate. He has pocket presence, great footwork, but he's immature. If they get
Now
him to be mature,
I'm gonna say,
he can be a solid quarterback. I think if Justin develops his mechanics, develops that throwing motion, tightens up the accuracy, he can be a guy as well. I don't
um,
write off young quarterbacks before they get started, and this is only year 2 for Justin,
No,
and
no,
and he's working with nobody. So I'm trying to
my
give him the
thing.
benefit of the doubt, just like
No, but see, no, but that's what I'm saying. My thing was, I guess my argument really isn't with you per se. It's with everyone else because, like what you said, you don't want to write up a quarterback in their second year. You want to give them time. But there's people saying Zach Wilson will never be a franchise quarterback. It's his second year, and he plays for the Jets. It's not like he was with a really competent organization and there's just shit in the bed. He's
hmm
put, he's playing quarterback for the Jets. Nobody has succeeded playing quarterback for the Jets.
it's the toxic win now culture, and it gets on my nerves because people don't let players develop anymore. They expect them to just come in and be superstars and be one and act like it's college and like no, like bro, like there are good players in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're playing a weak team, doesn't matter if you're playing an average team. There are good players everywhere, and you have to let these young players that are going into a new system, a new environment, a new locker room around new players develop a chemistry and gel
Right. And mind
quick.
you, I always believe in this. You are taking a kid that played 4 years or 3 years at BYU and you send his ass to New York.
And okay, can I let me expand on that real quick because that's what people seem to forget. These are kids. As much as we want to call them adults and oh, you're a girl, no, they're children, bro. They're children, and you're taking a child that was used to doing something, that was on a set schedule for 4 years, damn near 5 years, however long they stayed, and you're putting him into a new environment, and you're telling him now this is your new schedule. Not to mention, this is the best part, Mel. This is the best fucking part. You're giving him thousands of fucking dollars.
No, not thousands of dollars, millions of
I'm saying
dollars.
thousands because you know what I'm saying rookies sometimes they start off on that rookie deal. You know what I'm saying, stuff like
Oh,
that. But
not him. He's
oh
a
yeah,
quarterback.
him, you know, he got that bag. So a picture, and I always try to tell people this: picture yourself used to something, dead fucking broke because you're broke in fucking colleges before NIL,
Mhm.
getting put into a new environment where they're asking you to essentially lead a group of grown ass men that are fucking older than you are, like a whole bunch of people that are
Exactly.
older than you are, and they're giving you
Exactly.
millions of dollars and they're putting you in a big city and they're telling you, there you go.
Right. It's not like
And
he
they want
went.
this person to succeed, bro. That's
It's hard.
insane.
Like it's hard. Like people don't. I guess especially. I mean, you would know this if you played ball in high school and then you went to college. That was a totally different. Especially if you went away to school.
No, facts.
That's a totally different experience. It's like being able to go home and see your mom and da 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 da, and your brother and your sister, whoever it is, after school. Boom, that's one thing. When you're on campus and now you are stuck with, you have to make choices. Do I go to the gym and work out? But or my boys and them, because sometimes you get roommates and stuff that they don't play on a football team or anything like that.
Hey,
They
that's
just
man,
they just regular dudes. So like, yo,
man.
there's a party over here. I got the girls lined up. What you trying to do?
Dog, dog. Bringing in some flashbacks, man. Because what?
But and now move it into the pros. You leave BYU. You're in New York. You're a millionaire, and you're 22 years old.
Mhm. And you're not under the confines of that school anymore.
Right. And
That's
you're
the
in your
biggest part.
own, and you have to live with your choices now. Like these are your choices. You have to realize we got a meeting at 6 o'clock in the morning. I probably shouldn't be out to 2 o'clock in the morning tonight.
Hmm. This isn't like college. I can't just be out like that no more.
Yeah, because if you 5 minutes late, put it like this: if you're on time, if the meeting starts at 6 and you show up at 6, you late. Just so you know.
You are late, and there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. They're gonna ask you who you was with, and you better tell them who you was with, or it's
Yeah,
done.
and that comes with a fine. Every time you late is a fine. But these are the things that young men and young women, the girls that go to the WNBA and play sports and stuff like that, that these are adjustments that if you weren't properly groomed for, you don't know how to manage them. So it takes a year or two for you to realize, all right, cool. I need to, I got to work my time better. I got to manage my time better. I have to become an adult.
That's so
And
stupid.
which is, and it's hard for some of these kids to do that.
No, 100% hard for kids to do that. Trust me. I went to Ruckus one year. We drove out there. Bro, when I said they had a party and that party was citywide, that party was citywide. All right. So
Hmm.
young kids, that's what they do, man. They party. I mean, even where I work at over here in Hoboken, man, there's a school over there. those kids every weekend, they're surrounded by bars, they're surrounded by women that go out and drink, they're surrounded by men that go out and drink. So what do you think they're gonna do? Don't think the athletes don't get caught up in the regular life of things, the regular environment that's around them.
They do. Even the older ones, man. Think about the situations with the Ray Lewises, the Plexico Burrises. Like those, they were out, shouldn't have been out, and then things happened. You know what
Shit,
I'm
prime
saying? Like
example, Alvin Kamara in Vegas just last year. He's a vet.
Alvin
He's been in the
Kamara.
league about 5, 6 years. Was out and about on the strip, got into a fight, knocked somebody out. Now there's a whole ass case about it.
Yeah, and it's like, just a lot of these things don't get talked about enough. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just you got to understand. Like a lot of these, and we take a dude like Zach Wilson. I'm not going to say I don't know his lifestyle. I'm pretty sure he came from a pretty well-off family. But the majority of these kids that are getting this money, they're not coming from money. So when they get it, they don't know how to act when they get it. Every dream of that they had about all the stuff that they wanted to buy, they're going to get it. Oh no, I always wanted that car. I'm gonna go do that. I wanted a bigger house. I wanted that. Like my mom's need a house. My sister wanted a house. This one needs grandma. I gotta take care of grandma because she used to take me to the football games. Like it gets it gets hectic. It's a lot of pressure for a 22-year-old kid to now be the dude that's holding up the entire family on his shoulders. Turn up, Eula. I think you're muted.
I'm literally trying to fix my shirt over here, looking like a damn retard because this shit is sloppy and sideways. Like it's what I get for not having enough time to do what I need to do. You feel me? But no, they do, bro. They do, man. So I see it all the time. Where I live at, a lot of these college students come from out of state, bro, and they get sucked into that partying life. And right after that semester, they ask going back home because they don't fuck their grades up.
Yeah,
So
your
just
ass is
imagine
fucked up.
how right. Just imagine how hard it is for athletes that's trying to be a normal human, and then on top of that, trying to be a sports person. So it's like in
Yeah.
those environments, it's not easy for them. That's why we'll see people like Johnny Manziel come in the league with all that, that mentality that I made it, I got this money, all these people love me, and they don't know how to deal with it. So it turns into antics, it turns into acting up. Like
Mhm.
that's what happens with young guys. That's why they need, mentorship, and people to show them the ropes. And it's just like raising a kid. Like you gotta bring them along, show them what that environment is like, show them what it brings, and then give them the tools to survive in it.
Right. And I think the NFL does a really good job of having people in place for that. But it's a two-way street. A lot of these kids got to be receptive to the mentorship and to understanding. Like, look, man,
Mm-hmm.
you don't you don't know everything. You don't know how this works. You may be talented. You may yes, all of those things. But you've never done it like this before.
No,
This
yeah,
this is
yeah. I mean,
this is this is new to you.
yeah, I'm with you. It is hard for young kids, but hey, man, you get to that level because people believe in the skill that you have shown. And for Justin Fields, like you and Mooch talking about. Sorry, I wasn't in. I was listening to you guys. I was just handling something on this end over here. But you know, you do gotta take in the situations that they're in. You gotta take in,
One hundred percent, 100%.
the pieces they have. They're like I always tell people, like the O line is critical for a young quarterback. Because that's how he's
It's the
going to
mo-
learn his progressions and how to get through them. And he can't be getting rushed like Joe Burrow did his first season. Like
yeah,
you
it's the
can't you
most
can't get
important
treated
thing.
like Andrew Luck. Like those things matter to young quarterbacks. So when you're looking at a Justin Fields and a Zach Wilson, like I don't think Zach Wilson has that much of a problem because he has people he's throwing it to. He does have people he's throwing to. I'm not. I think it was Moose that was saying he had nobody he was throwing it to. He has what was his name? Corey Davis. Jay Crowder
No,
was
I'm
somebody that was
no. My
supposed to
thing,
be.
yeah, but my thing is, one thing is with him is like, yes, but all of those guys just got here this year, so they're all learning the offense
Yeah.
this year. So it's just like, okay, let's see what happens once they're together for more than 12 games. That's all I'm saying. Before you start saying somebody isn't something, because if that was the case, then the Colts should have gave up on Peyton Manning after he threw 28 interceptions in the screen.
Right. No, I 100% agree with you. But I mean, in today's game, it's you either get it together or you're
Yeah,
out. That's just it.
there's no one is willing to do what they used to do. Like I applaud what the Kansas City Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes and letting him sit on the bench, learn from a veteran quarterback, and then bring him in once he's gotten a grasp of what he needed to know. He learned from Alex Smith, tutored him, polished him up, and then the next year, all right, bro, it's your team. Go do your thing. It helped his
Yeah.
growth. It helped his maturation. Aaron Rodgers, he sat on the bench for 3 years behind Brett
Mm-hmm.
Favre. Like sometimes you just want
But
dudes
see,
to do.
nowadays you don't have those
Yeah, I
quarterbacks.
know it's hard to do it now because everybody they feel well if we spent so much equity in a first round pick or a top five pick on a quarterback, then he's got to play today. No,
Mm,
he doesn't. You were picking with a top five pick because your team
you suck.
sucks.
Right. You suck. Nigga, you trash.
One person can't fix that.
Right. But see, that's the game. The game is you get a quarterback and everything's supposed to turn around, and it's like, no, that's not what it is. And it's just like you need other pieces. You need to put the right pieces around these young guys, especially if you're going to throw them into the fire. It's why I always tell you guys I don't judge him too early. You have heard me say
Right.
it plenty of times. Give him more
Mhm.
time. I need to see more from him. Let me see him be in that position for another year, another 2 years to see what he does, and
And the
then we can
Jets
judge these guys.
and the Jets did that. The Jets did it the way you would envision somebody doing it. You hit on the wide receiver picks that you got. You hit on the
Mm-hmm.
the corners that you got. Like all the young dudes that you drafted, you hit on them. You hit home runs on all of them. So now give it time to work together. It just doesn't become, oh, we got all these young players, they're playing out of their mind, they're dope, we should go win the Super Bowl. No, that's the problem. You should just look at it like, all right, cool, we got the right pieces. Now let's start to nurture these pieces so that they can grow into something. Because the last thing you want to do is what they're doing to Zach Wilson is now you're killing his confidence. You're killing it
Mm-hmm.
slowly. You're destroying his confidence. So what you gonna do now? Because what's gonna happen now is, see, y'all already got 7 wins. Y'all win a couple more games. You're not picking in the top 10 no more. You're
Yeah.
not getting it. You're not getting another top 10 quarterback.
Quarterback, yeah. Nah, I'm totally with you. I mean, like I said, you know my thing on the Jets. They do what they do. They get good pieces and they fuck them up. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's just what it is.
All right, here we go. I don't know where Moolage went,
We would say be
but we
back in
on.
20, but I think we're gonna be done in 20. So
We
that's
gonna.
it. That's
Yeah, we're gonna
the
be done in 20.
that's what
All
I'm
right.
saying. So
So here we go. We're gonna rock out these this all-time top five picks. Hold on. Defense. Sun went down fast.
yeah. It rained, held, and snowed over here where I'm at today. So
Oh no, it's just
we
fuck.
we
It just
we,
got cold.
we didn't get a chance to wish you guys a happy holiday. I know we probably would have saved it for the end, but yeah, if you watch it, man,
Yeah.
hope you enjoy your holiday, man, and let's get into these top five.
All right, I'm gonna do it backwards because I'm gonna save the cornerbacks for last. That's because that's the one I know everybody I get a lot of beef for. Okay, top five defensive tackles of all time, and these are all opinion based. I don't
Are
want.
we doing returners?
Yeah, just yeah. We're gonna do the punt returner. We can start with the punt returner. We start with the
That's what I
punt
say.
returner
You're
first.
doing it backwards. You skip the returner.
Yeah, we'll start with the punt returner, and just so this is all opinions. This is my top five.
Yeah, this is my top
All
five.
top
As of right
five.
now, these are my top five.
Okay, so
So leave me the
don't.
fuck alone.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, how the fuck you got that
Hey,
dude
hey,
over there?
advance
And turn it up.
TikTok comments in
Right,
advance. Hey, fuck
right.
niggas.
Who's your punt returner? Who you got for punt return?
My five.
No, your punt return. No, just one. Well, you want to do top five punt returners? We can do top five punt returners.
Oh,
Come on.
I didn't know we needed one. I did top five
No,
everything.
we can. No, we're gonna do
Except
five.
for inside linebackers, I'm missing a number 4. Well, missing
No,
number 5.
no. All right, cool. I'll do this right now. I have my four right now. Okay, who's your
I got Hester, Prime, Hall, Washington, and White. So
okay?
that's Devin Hester, Dion Primetime Sanders, Dante Hall, Leon Washington, and then Billy White.
Okay, mine. I'm adding them right now. Okay,
And that's in
so
order.
we that's in order. Okay, yours is pretty close to mine, kind of sort of. At least the first two, no, first three anyway. So Devin Hester, I think, is the greatest return man ever, point blank, period. So that's a no-brainer. Prime is number two. The human joystick, number three, Dante Hall. Now, this is where it's kind of bias on my end.
Hey.
All right. I got Desmond Howard, number four. My guy. That is it's my guy. Desmond, number
Hey,
four.
a lot of these people, I did go with my guys. So
So I got Desmond Howard four, and I was gonna be a real homer and put Dave Meggett at number five, but I'm not gonna do that. That'd be kind of shitty. We'll go Cordero Patterson at number
cool. I was thinking about Cordell Patterson too. I looked at him, but I was like, still playing right now.
five. Yeah, you don't like to pick guys that are. Hold on,
Yeah.
my
I don't like to pick guys that's active. I like to wait till their career's over, and then I could judge their whole career by what other guys have done in their career, and then go from there.
wife, wife took my cord. I gotta charge up. Oh, all right. So
But yeah, we going DTs next.
DTs.
Um,
This one I had fun doing because it brought back memories of some of the guys that I really love. So okay.
so a lot of these guys, I know from like the history of the NFL. So I know a lot of guys will do their top five and do people they're seen. So you guys are gonna hear some names that I did not see, but I know how good these guys were. Excuse me if I fuck up their names, but Alan Page, I think that's how you say his name.
Okay.
I got Mean Joe Green.
Mm-hmm.
I got John Randall, Randall White.
Randy White. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Randy White, and then I got Richard Seymour.
Okay. Not a bad list. It's not lying because I grew up. Like I said, we're not gonna do this again. Tell y'all how old I am, but just know I've seen a lot of football in my day. Mean Joe Green, number one.
Me Joe.
That is if any of y'all have never watched Mean Joe Green, do yourself a favor and go to YouTube and just Mean Joe Green.
Mm-hmm.
You'll love it. You will love it.
Mm-hmm.
Warren Sapp, John Randall, Cortez Kennedy. If y'all don't know who Cortez Kennedy is,
I know. See, this is my question, right? Warren Sapp played DT and defensive end, right?
but he was mostly a defensive tackle.
Right. So I put him on the wrong list. He should be on the DT list, but I have him on my DE list.
Okay,
So
that's the problem.
yeah.
And then Randy White. Randy White was a
Randy
monster.
White.
Even though
Randy White was
even though I hated the Cowboys,
yeah, you got to give respect. That's what I'm saying. These Cowboys players on my list,
he was a monster. This is the trick. This was another good one. Um, the defensive ends. This is a lot of. This is gonna be a lot of bullshit. That's why I wish other people was here so we can go at it a little bit.
Yeah.
But defensive ends. What you got? What you got? Who you running with?
Well, mine's is probably some people that should belong on the other side of it, but I have Reggie White, Bruce Smith, Michael Strahan. All right, don't judge me. Jack Youngblood, and then I put Warren Sapp at 5.
Okay, I know. I mean, you're pretty almost same as mine. I didn't go too deep in the old bag though.
Yeah.
Not with the defensive ends. Reggie White, greatest defensive end ever. I don't care what nobody say. Fight me.
Bruce Smith.
Aaron Donald. So you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt, Michael Strahan, Bruce Smith.
I'm surprised you got Michael Strahan right there.
No, look. I will give
Because I think
people
there are
their
people.
credit.
I think people can debate a lot of other people over
You,
Michael, but
I
I'm
don't
not
think there's a
sure.
debate
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure because Michael was that guy. But what we got? Outside linebackers.
outside linebackers.
I got what's the man's name?
If I mean,
You know the man himself,
yes,
the only LT,
the real LT.
the real LT. I got LT. I got Derek Brooks, Derek Thomas, DeMarcus Ware, and then I got Suggs, which was he almost wasn't there, but I got Suggs. I like Suggs.
Okay, we got pretty much the same then. That's crazy.
Oh
I
yeah,
got LT. Yeah, I got LT, Derek Thomas, Derek Brooks, Vaughn Miller, Demarcus Ware.
yeah. I got the mark. See Suggs and Miller because you put current guy in there. But yeah, Suggs was that
Alright.
guy, man. You ain't watch no the Suds
Um,
and Ray Lewis,
I
man.
I've seen that crazy psychopath up close and personal. So
Yeah, they yeah, get him on the show.
he is he's a psychopath.
He might be up here
Yeah,
sometime. You never know.
in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah, you never know. He might be up here sometime. All right, inside. I only
Inside, we're
got
going
four.
inside.
I only got four. I
Okay, well
could
then I'll give you. So I'll give you my five, and then maybe you get one from there. Okay, we're going with my guy first and foremost.
Ray fucking Lewis.
Yes, Ray Lewis is at the top of that list all time, every time. I don't care. Fight me on it. We can do it. Mike Singletary,
Mm.
Dick, Dick Buckus, Junior Seau, Patrick Willis.
See, that's crazy because I have Ray Lewis, Dick Buckus, Mike Singletary, and Julius Seau. Here's the four I have.
Right. See, it was a real toss up between Luke Kuechly and Patrick Willis.
Luke Kuechly. Well, see, Luke Kuechly is active, right? And so is
No,
Patrick. No, Luke Kuechly is
no,
not active no more. That's right.
no, neither one of them.
Neither one. Patrick Willis is. I came across Patrick, right? And I'm looking and I'm like, I could put him there, but I feel like it's somebody I'm missing because really, Junior Seau is at my 5 spot and 4 is empty because I felt like I was
Mhm.
missing somebody there. I just don't know who I'm
Well, I mean, there
missing.
was a couple, there was a couple names like Brian Urlacher and stuff like that,
Right.
and I was
Brian
like,
Urlacher probably is the one I probably was trying to think about. But yeah, I'm gonna stick that 4 for now. We'll come back to it some other time. At my complete
mhm.
line. Safeties. Oh, we're getting down to it. Last two.
Last two safeties. Where
Safety.
you at?
I got Ronnie Lott,
Hmm.
Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu,
Hmm.
Brian Dawkins, and Darren Woodson.
Okay, we're not too far off. Not too far because I got Ed Reed, Ronnie Lott, my man B Dog, Troy Polamalu, and Paul Krause. This
I
is a
saw
name
Paul.
that most people won't know who Paul Krause
I just want you guys to understand.
is.
I put Darren Woodson over him, but he was written down, okay? For you guys,
Now,
this guy he just looked the names up. No. I did my process of
Paul,
eliminations.
yeah, like because I was a low key like Minnesota Vikings fan secretly. I didn't realize how much I was a Vikings fan until I started realizing some of my favorite players are Vikings. Like for some of y'all who don't know, Ahmad Rashad used to play wide receiver for the Vikings and was flipping amazing. One of my favorite wide receivers of all time. Um, Paul Krause he was on the Franz Harkinson team. I mean, he's nuts, nuts. I mean, I think he still holds the record for most interceptions by a safety. Just a safety, not DBs, just a safety. I think it's like 81, 80 something. It's 80 something.
I just noticed there's a
He-
lot of Woodsons that played in the NFL.
Yeah. No, they're all pretty good too.
Yeah, I done got Woodson got
Um,
fucking three. You got three
now,
Woodsons in the
this
The cream of the
last
crop.
one, this is probably going to go on TikTok, just so everybody knows. This portion of the top five is probably going to go on TikTok. So, give me your top five.
Top five corners.
Yes.
It's Mr. Colorado himself,
Hmm.
Mr. Jackson State himself, Deion motherfucking Sanders, prime
Hmm.
motherfucking time. All right. Then there's Rod Woodson, Darrell Revis, Champ Bailey, and Charles Woodson. That's my five.
Okay. This is where the ruckus will begin. My top five. Prime time, of course. Never going to fail with prime time. Charles Woodson, outside of Deion Sanders, the most dominant defensive player at the secondary that I will fight anybody over Charles Woodson. Champ Bailey, Rod Woodson. Now, number five was a just so everybody know, it wasn't fucking Darrell Revis. It
No,
will
we know
never
it
be
wasn't
Darrell
Darrell
Revis.
Revis and yours.
It will never be
I'm
Darrell
still getting a plane ticket to Revis Island for you. That shit just costs too much money. You know what I'm saying?
Revis. It's trash. I ain't no anybody trying to go
We setting your ass there on the fucking
there.
first flight ticket, man.
Bullshit. Fuck Revis Island.
Right now, Darrell Revis gonna marsh your ass right now. I put
Fuck. I will.
$100 on it. I
I
put
will
$100
most.
on it right now. You won't get
I
one
will.
catch on Darrell Revis right
I'll
now. Right now.
boogie on that nigga.
Darrell Revis, come on the show, bro.
I'll put money on that.
Darrell
Yep.
Revis, come on the show. We got a challenge for you, baby.
I'll bury his ass. So five. It was a toss up. I had Darryl Green. That's my guy. Mel Blunt and a
I
couple
saw
other
Mel
people.
Blunt.
But I went with Mel Blunt because he was a maniac playing corner. Um, yeah, so that was my top five. It always gets crazy because everybody, like I said, this is all opinion based. I personally do not like Darrell Revis.
Yeah, he
His
doesn't. I
ass.
can vouch for him.
Yeah. So fight me in the comments if you, Darrell Revis is top three, whatever. I can pull up, and I can make an argument that he's not. I can make an argument that he's barely top 15, top 20. But that's Melvin. Don't play with me. I'll tell you that now. So we're gonna do offense next week. That's gonna be yeah, that's gonna be a whole nother one. That's gonna be that's gonna be fun.
Hey, to that
So
guy that I heard that on TikTok that was going back and forth from the sideline, man, where you at, bro? Where you at? I don't see you. I don't see you.
the thing, okay, we'll
You
touch
ain't
on
you
that
ain't you ain't nowhere to be found, my boy.
before we get into the picks for the week. Listen here, we love anybody who comments in our section. We love the back and forth. That's why we here. We family. We are willing. We are willing to talk to you guys, to give you our perspective, and to see yours. That's what we do here from the sidelines. Okay? What we will not do, what we will not do, is accept slander. And if you're not going to be part of
No
the
disrespect.
conversation, no disrespect, please,
No
no, because
disrespect. Keep it
we're
clean.
not going to disrespect you.
No.
And when it's everybody's always willing to talk until it's time to say what you was talking about. Now, I threw out an invitation to someone to join us on the pod to discuss the topic that was getting crazy in the comments. If you're willing, because I put my face in front of this camera and on TikTok and I talk and I got to stand on what I say. So if you're going to get in the comments, I expect you to stand on what you say. So if I extend an invitation, like, yo, come on the show and let's talk about it. Don't be a punk and don't even answer the DM or DM me and come on, man. This is what we do. I like back and forth stuff. This is me. I am a great back and forth debater. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it. We loved it. Look, we love the debate, man. I know From the sideline, Troy, go back at you guys in the TikTok comments because from the sideline, Troy don't like it when you guys don't add to the conversation, whether you agree or disagree. From the sideline, Troy don't care as long as you're adding something to the conversation.
Long as you add into it.
You guys coming in there like, oh, we don't know what we're talking about and this and that and that. This is like that's not adding to the conversation. You guys are no better than us. At least we're saying what we got to say, putting our face on it, and inviting you guys. All you guys know the open door policy we have. Just look at all the other guests we had on. Those guys the same way. They said some shit, then they come up here and they back it up, bro. We about logic here. So if you come respectful, but come with your logic. We're not like any other podcast, bro. It's not like any other being over here is not like any other podcast. You guys gonna realize that it's not like it because we gonna break it down to you. We're not just gonna say shit to say. We're gonna break it down to you. That's just what it is. That goes to all the people I've been going back and forth with on TikTok. Hey, the guy that played basketball with Summer League, play with the NBA players. Where you at? You talked all that shit in the chats. Tell me about your life in the chats, but you ain't nowhere to be found. You know where to be found, bro. Soon as I sent you the invite. You disappeared, my nigga. You popped all that shit, and then I sent you an invite. You want to talk? Come on the pod. Let's do it. Nah, y'all niggas want to stay in the comments because y'all don't want to stand on what y'all say. You don't want your face and your image on what you say.
Yeah, you don't see when you deny it or you ghost it, then you don't really believe what you said. Right. I believe what I said. I look into the camera. I look right. Darrell Reeves' ass. I believe it.
David Carr is Derek Carr. They're both the same.
He believes that shit.
You fucking feel me? Like, y'all don't like putting y'all face and image on what y'all say, especially in the sports world, man. Y'all like to hide behind the apps. So nobody can say nothing. Oh, I said what I said. He can't do nothing about it. But then you guys get mad at me because I'll be going back at you guys in the chat. Like, I bring you guys the same energy. You get mad at me. Like, you the one that made the comment, not me. Then you tell me, well, you posted it. It's private. Turn your comments off. Why should I have to turn my comments off to satisfy you? Just you.
I want your
No, nigga, I'm not doing that. Just come on the show.
We want your comments.
Shit. That's it. We want your comments. But I would love it. I would love it if you guys add to the conversation, whether you agree, disagree. I don't give a fuck if you agree with us. We're not over here for you guys to agree with us. That's why it's a debate show. It ain't barbershop. It's a debate show. It's for us to sit down, break down the game, analyze it, and debate what we're analyzing. Because you might analyze a game and see a game a different way than I'm seeing the game, and you might see a player a different way than I'm seeing a player. And we can break that down and analyze it in a debate style, forum, and have fun with it. We have fun up here every day. Every day we come up here, we have fun. We want you guys to have fun with us too, and that's just all it is. There's new things coming. There's new things coming. We're planning some big things, some new guests, some new faces, some bigger guests, some bigger faces. And, we just want you guys to be comfortable over here with talking to us and getting in the chat. And as you see, shout out Lucky. He ain't here today. I think he's working at this time because we normally go a little later. But shout out Lucky. He's a new guy in the chat, one of Mulich's guys. Like, this guy comes in here and automatically already is a part of the family. Like I told you guys from episode 1 that we were trying to build. If you go watch episode 1, I told you we're trying to build a family over here, and we're still doing it. Yeah, it's new faces, different people come in, but that's what it is. That's what it is when when you're trying to build something. You guys just love knocking people down and hating, and I get it. We're not going to stop you from hating. I'm not going to block you from hating. We want to see your hate comments. Send them. Send them. Come to the live chat and send them in the live chat so we can roast your ass right where you send them. Because that's the type Troy is.
Good,
Troy gonna roast
good or bad. We don't care.
Troy gonna roast you. I'm not gonna take it personal. I don't care. I'm just gonna roast your ass for coming in the chat thinking that motherfucking comment was gonna bother us. But be yourself. We gonna be ourselves. But just do it respectfully. It's all right.
So we ask. Respectfully. Yeah. And you gotta understand. He's from Jersey. He's from Jersey. I know I'm in Vegas, but y'all gotta understand. I'm from Queens. So I got very, very tough skin. You're not gonna ruffle my feathers.
No.
Do your thing.
Say what you want. Tell me we suck. Tell us this other podcast better. I don't care. We don't care. It does not deter us. We're here every fucking week. Every week, same days, we're here. Almost the same time. Some people be late, so we push it back. We're going to get it together in the revamp. Be consistent with our times. But, nigga, every week we here. We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't planning on going nowhere. You feel me?
All
I don't
right.
even want to do picks no more. I think we end the show on that note.
Fuck the picks. We ain't got to do. See, that's how we do shit. We don't care.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We didn't say we was gonna go on a spill at the end of the show, telling you TikTok niggas to come on and let's get it. Now we gotta clip something up in this so you guys know we was talking about you. So you get on and let's get it. Come on, let's
Exactly.
get it, TikTok. But now we can run through these picks real quick. It's only two of
All
us.
right. Run through these picks. We got
We
we
got
ain't
the
got to worry
Falcons
about
versus the Raiders. I'm
no,
going.
no.
No, what? Falcons versus Raiders. That's what I got. I'm
No.
on CBS. What are you talking about?
No. The
Ravens
Raiders played.
versus the Falcons.
You said Raiders. That's why
I
I
said
was off.
Ravens.
You said Raiders.
I said Ravens 3 times. But
We,
I got a little mucus in the back of my throat. So it could have came out a little weird.
I'm
You
sitting
feel
here, I
me?
was like, no, I was like, the Raiders played the
Falcons
Steelers.
versus Ravens. Ravens. You know, every time I say the
All
Ravens,
right.
I say the Raiders for some reason.
Now we good.
All
All
right.
right.
Falcons versus Ravens. I'm going to take, is Lamar back?
I don't know.
Shit, I'm taking the Ravens. I'm still gonna take the Ravens.
Yeah, Baltimore needs this. They need this win.
We got Bills versus Bears. I'm taking the Bills.
Bills,
Bengals versus Patriots. I go Bengals.
Bengals. Yeah.
Yeah, I go Bengals. Lions versus the Panthers. I'm going Lions with the upset.
It's not an upset. It's just two shitty teams.
I got the Lions.
Lions.
Texans versus Titans. I'm going Titans.
The Texans have been playing everybody real tight.
Nigga, they
I'm
still
gonna
one
take.
win. The 1
I'm
and
gonna take
12.
the.
I'm taking 10.
I'm gonna take the Texans. I'm gonna take the Texans on this. I'm gonna go upset on this.
Okay. It is the Titans. So Saints versus Browns. I'm going Browns.
I'm gonna go Saints.
Giants versus Vikings. I'm going upset. I'm taking the Giants. Taking the Giants.
I'm gonna go with you because I think that Colts game might have took a lot out of the Vikings. I think they got to make up for that. Karma's coming. So I'm gonna go with the Giants. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
We got Seahawks versus Chiefs. I'm taking Chiefs.
I'm gonna go Seahawks. I'm going crazy with the upsets this week.
Washington versus 49ers. I'm gonna take the Commanders.
I was gonna take Washington in that game.
Eagles versus Cowboys. I'm gonna go Cowboys with the upset.
They got backup quarterback. Nope. We're gonna go Minshew Magic. Minshew Magic. I'm going heavy underdogs this week. Heavy underdogs this week.
Wait, you taking Eagles?
Yep.
Because Jalen Hurts is out, right?
Yep. Gardner Minshew's playing quarterback.
Gardner
He good for
Minshew. Ooh,
he
I
good for
remember
one game.
seeing that guy. Who? All
He
right.
good
Well,
for
I'm still
one
taking
game.
Cowboys. We got Raiders versus Steelers, and I'm taking the Steelers.
Wow, that is ignorant.
That's
Take
not
the
ignorant at all. I told you I'm not picking them motherfuckers ever again. Fuck them dudes.
Definitely taking the Raiders in this game.
You feel me? All right. Green Bay versus the Dolphins. I'm gonna take Green Bay in this one.
If it was in Green Bay, I would do it. But it's in Miami. So I'm gonna take the Dolphins.
I'm taking Green Bay in this one. Miami's been struggling to get wins lately. I want people to understand they started off hot. Started off 4-0. Tua goes down. They lose both of those games that he was out. And he comes back. And it's like, hey, now they 8-6. They plus 500 by 2 wins. I mean, they lose the next 2. And
I get you. I just don't.
And Green Bay's on the other side of that. They 6-8. They need to win. So I think they're gonna come in hungry.
Yeah.
They're gonna come in try to smack the Dolphins in the mouth.
But they're down. They're down. They're starting cornerback. It'll be a tight game that the Dolphins will pull that out.
All right, we got Broncos, Rams, and I'm gonna take the Broncos in this one.
No way. The LA Bakers.
The Rams.
Yeah.
Didn't they lose last week? You wasn't calling them the LA Bakers then.
I was. It was just cold as shit in Green Bay.
You
It's
want to call
fucking
him
nuts.
no LA Bakers then? Hello, fucking kitty. That's what he was. We got Buccaneers versus the Cardinals. I'm taking Buccaneers.
Yeah, Tampa.
We got the Chargers versus the Colts on Monday. I'm taking the Chargers.
Yeah,
I would take the
Chargers.
Colts, but I think, excuse me, I think the Colts are still going to be mentally messed up from being up as much as they was up and letting the team come back and beat them like it was the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
So
I don't think they're gonna be able to duplicate that same type of success against the Chargers. I just, I think the Chargers are they're peaking at the right time. You want to
yeah,
be playing your best football at the
at
end
the
of the
end,
year.
yeah, yep. But those are the games for the week, and then we already know Jackson Jaguars beat the Jets.
Yeah.
So
So
fuck,
and
so I go with that.
yeah. So give me your last words before I go crazy.
My final thoughts is, man, great show. Thank you guys, all you guys, and all the new followers. TikTok, YouTube, for showing us all the love, man. Happy holidays. Uh, and we were gonna have a giveaway for you guys for Christmas, but I'm gonna push it to New Year's. So bring it in the New Year's. We're gonna do like $100 or something like that, a giveaway for you guys, just to show our appreciation back to the guys that's been rocking with us. I would say it's random, but it's a short list of people that's been rocking with us. If you want me to be honest, Troy is just honest. That's what I do. I ain't bullshitting nobody. All right, that's just me. So it's a short list of people that's been in the chat fucking with us. You feel me? Get your ass in the chat. And if you don't catch us live and you watch all the way to the end, make sure you drop that shit in the comments. Because guess what? Troy pay attention to the motherfucking comments. All right? Now I'll write you back. All right? And I'll add your name to that spin wheel. All right, this nigga watched the show. He told me something about the show that was in the middle of the show. All right? I got you. But yeah, no, we appreciate you guys. Like I said earlier, we're trying to build a family over here, brotherhood. And it's not just between, the guys and girls that you see here. Shout out Zamara. It's between you guys too, man. So if you want to be a part of this brotherhood, hit that damn like button, hit that subscribe button, man. And catch us on
Oh,
Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and hey, in the revamp, it might be 5 days a week.
might be 5 days. Got to stay tuned to find out. Um, yeah, and that's what I was gonna get into. Is just like if y'all who haven't been paying attention or you haven't been paying attention, the TikTok is growing. The family is growing in general. Um, we're our own thing. We're not trying to be anything other than from the sidelines, and we want everybody to be a part of from the sidelines. You know, and we understand we're not trying to be like anyone else, so don't confuse us with anyone else. The
Now,
things that we do over here,
honestly, in the past, we have done things that could have put us in the light as other podcasts out here. It's not just one; it's numerous of them. But yeah, we're separating ourselves from those guys.
yeah. And well, we have
Best
our
of luck to
own.
them. We wish them the best, as we don't have no beef with them. But it's just we at this point want to become our own entity, and that's just what it is. And we want you guys to know now that we're getting closer to the revamp, and we're getting closer to bringing in a new view, the new us, the new pod. We want you guys to be want to be forthright with you guys that in the past we've been linked, but we're not linked anymore. And we want to thank everybody that's ever been a part of From the Sideline. Don't think that you guys, just because you're not here, whether your choice or mine, however you want to look at it, don't think that you guys are still not brothers. You are brothers, as long as you want to be. And that's all Troy got to say.
Yeah, and that's all it is. And for everybody that tunes in, whether you watch the clips, whether you on the TikTok, whether you're in the live right now, whether you watch it on YouTube, we appreciate every single thing. I want to say this because just in case it's holidays, we might not see you guys going into next year. So literally, I'll talk to y'all next year if I don't see you. But we got some good things coming. Great things. I don't even want to say good. Great things coming. It's a great crew here from top to bottom. The way that we see sports, the way that we talk sports, you're not going to get it anywhere else. We're honest. We 10 toes down on what we say, how we feel about it, and we encourage anybody join us, come
Mm-hmm.
through,
Come join us.
talk about it. Let us, be a part of it. Like literally, this is what we're going to call it. Walk, come to the sideline, come on the sideline, and talk. You got Coach Troy over there, Coach Mel over here. We're gonna see you on the sideline. We're gonna call you in the game, but you got to be on the sideline in order to get into the game.
There you
So,
go. Have that uni on. Put that uniform on.
yep,
Let's get ready to go, man. Exciting things. Happy holidays, man. It's a blessing to be here. God is blessing us. God is good, man, and it's been a long road. A lot of you guys that's coming along, that's new, that's probably not even gonna watch this part of the damn episode. Don't understand. We've been here for a year, so for us to be here for a year, and we're starting to move now and starting to gain some following, and people are talking. I'm getting more messages each and every day of people telling us how much they love the podcast. So, guys, you keep that up. And like I said, you rock with us, we're going to rock with you. And that's it.